guys. Well, welcome. This is officially our pilot episode for our podcast, which is to be named. You're welcome, Sea Dog.
Insert name here.
You guys will probably end up helping us choose based off of the comments. We're stuck between two, so we'll let you guys decide in the chat if we like you enough. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about a couple of different questions that we've been, kind of just spitballing. We wanted to see, what we thought about story times, different things like am I the asshole and so on and so forth. We're also going to discuss different topics that we have brought up in our own conversations in our own lives that we may want to see different opinions on. And then lastly, we're just going to, open the floor for anybody to talk about anything that they may have either heard in the episode or things that they may have experienced outside that they want to discuss. There is also a fun little thing that you guys are going to be witnessing, which is our trigger word of the day. So every episode will have a new word. Today's episode, the word is forgot. So anytime you hear the word forgot, you'll hear... All right. So if I forget to press it, it's on me because I'm the only one with control at the moment. But that's the trigger word of the day. So if I do miss any, let us know in the comments how many I missed, and then I will do that many jumping jacks on the next episode. Anyways.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes. Push-ups.
For the intros, obviously, I am Cito, also known as Cito-kun. I have been live streaming on TikTok and Twitch and also Mixer for a little bit as well. I enjoy talking about just about anything. I'm a big anime head. All of us here as a general consensus, we're big fans of Pokemon. It's kind of how we all met. But I enjoy talking about anime, Pokemon, nonsense really. So you'll hear a bunch of nonsense from me. And I am from New York. So any of my people from New York, let's go down the line. We'll go Reaps.
Hey, what's up? My name is Reaper. You can call me Reaps. I've been streaming for almost 3 years, doing the rip and ship game for a long time. Just made my way over to Twitch, doing some video game stuff. I am from Boston, Massachusetts, home of the Red Sox. Get after us. You know what I mean? That Boston, New York rivalry is going to show its face in this podcast, I'm sure.
I had no idea, Reaper.
Yeah, you can't. I do very well. I do very well of hiding my accent.
But they just beat my Cubbies.
Well, yeah, I am 40 years old. I'm an active duty military member. And
he just had his 40th birthday. He just turned 40. So big happy birthday, Reaper.
I am 40 years old and one day. 40 years old one day. But yeah, I'm excited about this podcast. We got a whole bunch of degenerates here that, when we get together and start talking, it's really, really entertaining. So hopefully y'all like it. I don't know. Who do I go to? Right. Who's next? Sea-Dog?
Sea-Dog.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Sea-Dog. And I'm based in Chicago. I was a rip and shipper. I was a streamer that had an expiration date. But like Cito mentioned, we all pretty much just kind of like shared the love of Pokemon, shiny cardboards. But I could talk about anything and everything. I'll probably disagree with you, but at the end of the day, we'll still be best friends.
Yes.
But yeah, other than that, that's all about me.
We'll see.
He's the reason why we have two names at the moment.
Yes. My goal in life is to be difficult.
I like it. You nailed it, kid. You nailed it.
Absolutely. All right. Let's go Ghosted.
What's up, everybody? Ghosted, a.k.a. Andy. Just everybody calls me Andy. From California. I work in law enforcement, but I kind of try and keep my career side and my personal side, separate. So it may come into play, it may not. We'll see.
He's gonna come arrest
Reaps.
Definitely gonna come to play.
We'll see when it comes to that time. But yeah, I like to talk about everything. I'll talk about anything. Pokemon was what brought us together, so Pokemon's it's common ground. But yeah, I'm just here to have fun with everybody. Yeah.
I guess we'll go to the person behind you now.
This one's up next.
I'm Cam, also little baby Cam. I'm from California, and I work in surgery.
Wow.
Yay, Cam.
I love it.
So a surgeon
Nice.
and a police officer, you guys must be making a lucrative business over there.
Yeah, they are loaded.
You would think.
Says the real estate
Yeah.
guy.
All right, then we got
Hi,
Mrs.
guys.
Reeps.
I am Mrs. Reeps. And also call me Cole, whichever. I am married to the Reeps up there. We are from Massachusetts. I happen to be from the other side of the state where we talk normal. Yeah.
Boo.
Let's see. I could pretty much talk about anything and carry on a conversation for hours on end. But yeah, we got started in this, me and Reeps streaming together, and we met everybody, and it's been a really cool ride. So I'm kind of excited for this, see how it goes.
Awesome. And we do have other people that will be joining us from time to time.
Our son in
Lil
the
Reeps
chat.
in the chat. I can vouch. So in ideas of where we're going with the podcast, we're really just gonna be discussing anything and everything, guys. Like when it comes to what we're looking to talk about, there's no like specific genre or anything like that. So if you guys do, listen to the podcast and you're just like, oh my god, it would be funny if they started talking, send us the comment, or send us a message. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and then if we find that it's something that we could potentially have a nice tangent about, then
DJs on
absolutely.
tangent.
There it is.
You're like going
Did
way
you
off
just
tangent here.
did you just make your own jingle? Is that what just happened?
I made
Are
a
you trying to
jingle.
sell it? You're trying to sell it with a jingle right now?
Did you click?
Degent on tangent. Okay. All right. But we will have some co-stars that jump in and out every now and then. But for the most part, I will definitely be present in mostly every single episode. Reeps, Sea-Dog, Andy, I believe, is going to try and make it to most, but obviously we fluctuate with everybody's schedule. But if there is one that you prefer more than anybody else, me, you just let us know in the chat. All right. So let's get this started. For our first segment, we have a couple of questions that we wanted to throw out there, see what everybody thinks. First question is, if animals could speak, which one would sound the funniest? So obviously there are plenty of cartoons where animals talk.
Turtle.
But if you were looking at an animal, turtle's good, because I feel like a turtle would talk really slow. Like since they are, I feel like a turtle would literally be like,
guys.
hey.
See, I was gonna say sloth, which goes on the same.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the
Sloth.
same realm.
See, I was thinking raccoon, because I feel like those guys would say the most shit. they're like, oh yeah, you think you're the only ones that got opposable thumbs, mother? Give me that trash. Yeah, and Mimi's dead afraid of raccoons. Give me that trash. Mimi's dead scared of raccoons, but Mimi is my wife, who sometimes will be in the chat as well. But yeah, she's hated raccoons with a passion. And we recently saw a video. I'm sure you guys have seen this video too, where there's a dad picking up his son from the stairs, and then a raccoon attacks his leg. And the dad's first instinct is drop the baby.
Oh my gosh,
and
I
get
did
the
see
raccoon
that.
off his leg.
You
I
could
was like,
hear the breath leaving that child's body.
it was like I feel bad for the kid, right? But at the same time, I can't say that I know how I would react. But I would hope that my instinct wouldn't be,
He didn't even just
Throw the
drop
baby
him.
at it.
He didn't even
Threw
just
the
drop him.
baby
He like
at it.
launched the baby.
Oh man, but yeah, that's what voice I would like to hear, because that's one thing, right? Like, what if that raccoon could talk? Like, what would he be thinking in that moment? Come here, give me that leg. Like, what is that thought process of the raccoon? Give me Junior. So raccoons would be me. Like, that's one thing that I feel like sound wise, that I think they would be the funniest.
I know this is gonna be really cliche, but I would love to hear how a dog sound, just so I could witness them, like like a dog on the other side of the fence, just them like talking to each other. Like, how would that sound? It's like, hey, get off my block. It's like, no, that's my block.
There used to be
Yo,
an
there's
old
a video.
Far Side
Have you seen that
comment.
video? Have you seen that video, Sea Dog?
Which one?
The one with the two dogs that are like barking at each other with like this little fence in the way, and then as soon as you slide it away, they just stop.
They would stop. Oh yeah.
That's exactly like I would love to know what they're saying to each other when the fence is in the way. Like, yeah, come on, get on this side. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Slides away. It's like,
Oh,
shit.
hey there.
Uh,
Nice weather we're having.
this is great. Hey, you got any biscuits?
There used to be an old Far Side comic where it was like the scientists finally invented the dog translator, and it shows like the guy like put the little hat on his head, and then he's walking down, and all the dogs just say "hey," like all the dogs barking. And now I cannot not think that when I'm like walking around and like you're like walking up your neighborhood and dogs barking, all I can think about is like "hey."
Hey,
No,
Hey, new vision.
hey, we got Matt. Hey, cue the music. Cue the highlights music.
Cue the
I don't have
highlights.
anything ready, but I'm getting in here. I'm getting set up.
Hey.
Welcome in, Vision. Welcome in. We actually just started it, so we're in our first segment with the questions. Oh, stop, Daddy!
Oh,
hey.
God, you're
God, you
showing-
brought the
oh my
gun show.
God!
You flexing on me?
It's a family
That's
channel,
fine.
brother.
You guys for sale, boys.
Oh my goodness!
Yee! All right. I'm flustered now. Sheesh. But yeah, Vision. So we're saying what animal would sound the funniest. So I would love to hear your take. Like, if an animal could start speaking to you, what animal do you think would sound the funniest?
Oh,
Yay, she made
Oh,
it.
Miriam just joined. Miriam.
Hey.
She made it.
She's
Honestly?
muted.
She made it, but she's muted.
I feel like a platypus.
A platypus, like
Yeah.
Perry.
I mean, it's literally a duck beaver. So just imagine how a duck beaver would sound. That's got to be pretty weird,
weird.
right?
Mm.
Well, how do you think it would sound, Vision?
yeah.
Can you have a demonstration, please?
I don't think I can reenact that.
Because my experience with platypus sound will be like, but that's just because of Doofenshmirtz.
Wait, how do you have experience in platypus sounds?
What do you mean? You don't know what's the name? Phineas and Ferb?
Perry.
Perry the platypus?
Perry the platypus.
Yeah, I mean, is that a real platypus sound?
I don't know. That's just my experience with it. I mean,
Does he
I don't
make
think
a
there's
sound
really
in
a
that
way
show?
for us to
What,
know.
and what is the plural of platypus? Does anyone know?
Oh no! Don't say it.
Platypus.
I don't know. Platypi? I think it's platypi.
Yeah, I just understand.
I think if I like, it's along the same line, I guess, as a raccoon, but for me, like when you see squirrels or chipmunks and they sit there and they're just like going to town, like stuffing their face.
Mouthful.
Yeah, and they're just like, you know how like spastic they are when they're doing it, like rolling it around real fast. Like that's when I would love to like hear what they would be saying. Like oh my god, it's so fucking good. Oh my god, damn it. I hope I can fit 3 more in here. Like
These are the best nuts I've ever had.
yeah.
Hey, don't talk with your mouth full.
Oh my god, no! But I feel like they would have very like high pitched sound noise voices too. So it would make it like icing on the cake is they would be talking as fast as hell and then high pitched as all hell.
I think I would want to hear a kangaroo, but not just any kangaroo, like those buff kangaroos you see people like the ones that take the dogs hostage and people have to fight.
Like the boxing kangaroos. Like that guy that squared up with a kangaroo. That
Yeah,
one
he's
video.
like legit like bobbing and weaving.
Like a boxing match.
Hold on. But how great would it be if a kangaroo spoke like Mike Tyson?
Oh, dude, that's so good. With the lisp.
Oh,
it'd
with
be
the
great.
lisp.
Yeah. with the lisp and everything.
With like an Australian accent. Oh,
Yes.
Australian Mike Tyson.
Australian Mike Tyson. Like now we got to find a way to make that happen. We got to get an AI to do that. We make it happen. Hear a voice and then just record it.
that'd be amazing.
Australian Mike Tyson. That is great.
Write that down.
Okay. All right. Whew. Next question. Before we lose ourselves here. If you could witness any event in history, what would it be?
Dun dun dun.
I think we'll give New Vision the chance to go first on this one.
Say that again.
If you could witness any event in history, like firsthand witness it, what would it be?
The Big Bang.
Damn.
I respect
We
it.
went
I
there.
respect it.
We went there. So the Big Bang would essentially mean that there's no Earth there, right?
Yeah.
There'd be
So
no.
you would be witnessing it from outer space.
So Vision is
You
just
would like to
God.
be God.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at here. So what you're saying is you want to be the creator.
Yeah, so you just like show up and you're just standing next to this old guy and you're like, hey, what are we doing?
It looks really bland.
What would be crazy than being able to just like sit in a place, point in space and time, and literally watch the
That would be
entire
pretty awesome.
universe expand out from a singular point?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a good answer.
Listen, I
Good
respect it.
answer.
That's a solid answer. That is a solid answer.
Definitely didn't think of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm over here thinking something like the Boston Tea Party, something stupid. You got
Dude,
the Big
hey,
Bang.
you know what?
Hey.
Can you just not take my content?
Oh my goodness.
You can't use it for Boston.
I'm
I
sorry.
can't believe it just happened.
Like, I just feel like it'd be funny. It'd be funny to watch them throw tea out of the church and then say, "Hey, I got Pat the
That was
cat."
as good
You know
as
what I mean?
Dr.
It's like,
Get these fucking tea bags out of here.
Tajin. Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh Jesus. All right. I guess I stole Reeps. I'm sorry, Reeps. So, Andy, what would you? Oh, Cam.
Hey, we got Cam.
Hey.
Oh.
I did it!
Yay! Oh wait, now you're echoing again.
Cue the clapping music.
I did it!
Hey. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. For me, I love Western times,
Oh.
but I wouldn't be able to pick I think maybe like the shootout at the OK Corral or whatever from. I think that would be cool to witness, but I don't know. Nothing off the top of my head. That was like the first thing that came to mind.
So I think we should probably clarify so that way we know. Like if you're there, you're not able to partake, right? So you're
No.
just witnessing it.
I'm just
they
I'm
don't
watching
know that
everybody
you're
kill
there.
each other. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Just creeping.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a barrel right now, looking through one of those holes, Andy.
Yeah. I jumped into one of those like the horse. What is it? The water cattle thing. I'm in.
Oh
there.
yeah. Like the feeder. Yeah. You just look
The
creeping.
horse trow or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I would like to witness
right,
the Wright brothers
Mrs.
take the
Reeps,
first
what are
flight.
we
I think
thinking?
it would be
Or did
friggin'
you take
awesome.
Boston Tea Party too?
And then maybe
disappeared.
try it.
I don't see her.
That's awesome. And then that's when you would just jump out and be like, "Yeah, but jets are better."
We're gonna strap a jet engine on this
It's a
thing.
jet.
Like, hey, Wilbur, you're not going to believe this, buddy. Wait till I tell you what's going to happen in 100 years.
Let me tell you, you're gonna be able to carry a lot more than two people.
You guys should hear about Boeing. Doors would be flying out too, not just the humans.
It's like, just wait till you find out about United Airlines. All right, Lil Reeps. Now that you're in here, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, he is here.
So we're still on like the history thing, right? Sorry.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
it's kind of hard, honestly.
That's
There's a
what
lot
she
of like cool things in history that have happened. I would want to be like, that's kind of interesting. J. Robert Oppenheimer's assistant.
Oh shit!
Oppenheimer.
Like see the
Oh.
process
Okay.
of like the invention of, I guess, the hydrogen bomb.
Wow. Okay. I respect it.
I
Current
respect
events,
it.
because that movie did just recently come out too. I haven't seen it.
Still haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I went to
I
watch the
haven't
Barbie movie over Oppenheimer.
It's-
I did
Mind
the
you,
I would have
opposite.
bet $100 on that actually.
And you know the best part? The best part is that I went without my daughter, who's 4 years old.
I was gonna say you went alone, huh? You went alone.
It was like, what do I want to watch? Do I want to watch the atomic bomb movie or the movie about dolls? Dolls, duh.
Ryan Gosling, no brainer.
I mean, come on, yeah.
Absolutely. And what is his name? Simu. Oh my god, I forgot his name. The
I don't
one
know where you're
who's who plays the other Ken.
I don't know. I didn't watch the movie.
Like, you just kidding?
Yeah,
All right,
no.
well, this is awkward. Cam.
You tell us.
Yeah, you barked
You
up
saw
the
the
wrong
movie.
tree.
Oh, it's Simu Liu. That's his name. Simu Liu. He plays the other Ken.
I never guessed that.
Because I watched. If you guys haven't watched this, I'm telling you, you should watch it. Kim's Convenience.
Oh,
Super
I love
funny
that show.
Yeah, he's the brother in that show.
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
Yeah. That's right. Shang-Chi. That's right. Wow, I should have said that. That's
Yeah.
fucking other Ken Barbie
Other
movie.
Ken.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Shang-Chi from the movie. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Convenience
okay.
also must.
Yeah.
That is a
Absolutely.
great show.
Shang-Chi is a very good movie. I agree. Cam, what point in history would you like to witness? What event?
Oh Lord. The creation of
Being able to see a
dinosaurs.
dinosaur would be cool.
I want to see a
The-
dinosaur.
Creation of dinosaurs.
No.
Well, I mean, like,
Yeah, I think I'd be
Yeah.
down to have a pet raptor.
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty damn dope.
You ever
Please don't.
watch Jurassic
Yeah, I think
Jurassic
that's
Park
nuts. Yeah.
or Jurassic World? I mean,
No, I haven't seen Jurassic Park
Blue
or Jurassic
What?
World.
Team.
I was gonna say Blue. Raptor.
Oh, there's a
Cam's
pet
up
raptor
there
in
with Matt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say a pet, but it's more tame.
Yeah, watch it. It's a good movie.
Okay. I might. You know, there's a couple movies that people have told me to watch, and I still haven't watched them. And it's
But you
it's
go
one of
watch
those
the
things
Barbie
where,
movie.
yeah, right. I'd rather watch the Barbie movie. It's one of those things where it's like if people are like too involved in it, like two
Man, I
people
get
are
it.
like, "Oh my god, you got to watch this," and it's like a huge amount of people that say to watch it. I usually don't. Like I've never seen Game of Thrones. I've never seen.
Oh
True Blood?
no.
I've never seen what's that other it was an HBO one that everybody really liked. Bad Blood. I want to
True
say
Blood?
no. True Blood. Yeah,
Vampire
True. Yeah,
We
I
could
never
go with
seen that
Bad
one.
Blood too.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's
Taylor
T
Swift
Swift.
song?
No, stop. No Swifties. So
That's it.
True
Someone
Blood.
kick him.
And then the other one was Breaking Bad. I've never seen that either.
You are
Oh
no
my
longer
God.
hosting this
but
podcast.
Dude, even I've seen Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I just yeah, that's it. Out, gone.
Start
Host-
over.
I
Fuck
kick the
him.
host.
We're
Host.
recruiting for a new host. If anybody wants to apply,
Good track.
Oh.
Hey.
All right. Who else hasn't gone? Who else hasn't said? We had Reaps. I stole yours, but if you want to go again, now that you've had some time.
Well, I do have an alternate. I do have an
Okay.
Hey,
alternate.
here we go.
Okay.
I would love to be a spectator in the Coliseum when it was at like its full glory, with the gladiators and all the
Gladiators.
craziness. Like, I just want to witness like if it is like we say it was. Like, oh, they had these aqueducts that
Probably
could fill
not,
up with
but they
water,
probably
have
murdered
naval
each other.
battles. We have all these stories that they could do. Like, I want to know
Fight
if it was
lions.
as good as it seems like it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if they wore curtains for clothes.
Curtains for clothes.
toga parties.
Can you guys
It's
hear
like
Toga
UFC
parties.
BC, you know what I mean? Like,
It was it's the OG UFC.
exactly.
See, I would like to go for the Olympics. Like that's like the original Olympics. That's what I would want to see. Like what caused them to say, hey, you know what? I'm really good at this. Let's make this into an event. You know what I mean? It's like I'm really great at throwing this heavy ball. I should make this an event.
Yeah, and who needs
See how
pants?
far? Did you see how far I speared that guy? This is a sport.
Like, oh
Don't
my
they have
god!
like
Look,
ping
Let's
pong at the
go.
Olympics?
We're talking
Golly,
Greek.
dude, yeah,
You talking
they
about
have
Greeks?
everything at the Olympics, pretty much. Like it's unbelievable. I think pole dancing is next. But
Yeah.
Can you?
sign up, Reese. Hey,
You guys
we
crush that
find
shit.
out.
Sorry, Ethan. you're doing
He's
some
actually
typing.
got a pole on the right side of his camera. You just
There
can't see
you
it.
are.
Right
Because of how it's
right off camera.
Oh man! All right,
Can you guys hear me better now?
There you go. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
There
vision.
you go.
There it is.
I am.
Hey, we got Vision in the
I
house.
say I'm rocking the real deal mic setup right now. I've never done this before.
Hey,
Oh, he's ready to.
Is that a
drop beat.
cardioid?
Yes, it is. Does my voice sound very smooth?
Oh,
I'm
stop
ready
it!
for
You're good, Viz.
Oh my god!
hey.
Velvet.
How's the volume?
Did you have to
Could
assemble it? Like,
could it go
Cena
up a
did?
little bit, or how's the volume? Could it go up a little bit, or is it just right?
No, you're good. You're fine there.
No,
good,
yeah,
you're
you're
good.
good. Mm-hmm.
We could do some ASMR.
All right, cool. Oh my god!
Don't
Now
tell me
you're
the good
talking
time.
my third language. If you could, all right. So we just finished up. If you could witness. All right, cool. Now, last question in the first segment, guys. What's an embarrassing memory that you still cringe about? I'll go first on this one because I want to get it out of the way. When I was in elementary school, I thought that those pants that had the buttons that go down the side were like the coolest thing ever. So I wore a pair of those, and I was on the playground. I think I was in second or third grade, and I had a bully because that's just how it is.
Don't
I
we
had a bully
all?
when I was right? And so there was this girl who I liked who was on the top of the playground set, and then you had to go across the monkey bars to get to that spot. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to her. So I get on the monkey bars. I start making my way over. Homie comes over and rips the pants apart. And so I'm hanging on the monkey bars in my tighty whities with the girl who I've got a crush on just staring at me. And I'm just like, oh my God. So
This is what
needless
you're
to
missing
say-
out on.
I call that an opportunity, man.
That's a dub.
Like, that is not embarrassing. That is an absolute win. What do you mean?
That is a risk.
Aw.
Yeah,
Riz?
accidental Riz. Yeah, sure. Let's call
Well,
it
he's
that.
a real perv.
Needless to say, I dropped off of the monkey bars
He
and I
just run
ran
with your pants
and I
down.
cried in a corner. And to this day, I still can't stand that guy. But
Did you pick your pants up, or did you just run in your tight
You,
whities?
No,
Did you fly
I
away?
picked up the two halves of my pants and
Did you
ran.
pick up your pants?
I picked up the two halves of my pants and ran away. He tried to keep them, but I yanked them out of his hands before I ran. I fell in the mud, so there was a little bit of brown spots on my tidy whities. It didn't look
Nice.
great, but
Tidy
it is what it
muddies
is.
now.
Oh man! All right, so
I've
I'll open
heard
the
that
floor.
excuse
Whoever
before.
wants to.
I have a brilliant, embarrassing story.
Oh God!
It's embarrassing and it's funny, so that's why this is like my favorite memory. I think growing up, I was sick. Right, I had a sinus infection, so I was taking antibiotics, and it was really like tearing my stomach up. Right, and it was like, I'm sure you've all taken medicine to like where, when you fart, it's like smells like death, right? Like it is like it's just like exactly right. So I'm in the cafeteria, right, and there's a couple hundred students in the cafeteria, and my stomach is killing me, like absolutely killing me. So I'm like, well, I'm surrounded by people. You can't just like let one go. So I'm like, I just snuck out this little pop. You know what I mean? That was enough to just absolutely destroy like a 20-foot radius. Yeah, like and it was bad. It was bad, right? And I'm like laughing, like, I'm sorry, I'm on medicine. You know what I mean? And then, so anyway, lunch is over. We all finish up our lunches. We go back to the classroom, and the intercom, those old intercoms, I'm dating myself, right? I hear like, we need to see Reach down in the principal's office, please, right? So I'm like, that's weird. I never got in trouble in school. Like I was like, just that person that kept my head down and did my thing. So I go, and my very flamboyant principal sits me down, and he goes, Mr. Brown, I understand you have a device for making foul smells, right? And I was sitting there going, oh my God, like, how do I tell this guy that I ripped ass? Like, yeah, I'm on, like, and I was like, sir, I farted. And he's like, yeah, I'm not buying that story. So he walked my ass up to my locker and searched my locker, like in front of all these people were walking in and out of the hallway. My principal is searching through all my stuff in my locker, trying to find these stink bombs when the whole time all I did was like rip ass in the cafeteria.
Dude, you know what I would have done? I would have been like, oh, you don't believe me? Lift up the leg and let it go. It's like, how about now?
You have no idea the nuclear potential of my behind.
It's just, dude, the awkwardness of being in the principal's office, like one-on-one with this man, and he's trying to get me to confess to having stink bombs, and I'm like, bro.
It's like, I'm telling you, it was me. It was all me, all natural.
Yeah, that's my favorite cringiest moment I think I've had.
Oh man. So let's see who we got next.
I can't think of anything. The only thing I can think of is most recently I got out of my car and there's like a group of people like kind of standing there watching me. So I get out of my car and I go to take a step, trying to, this is on the job, by the way. So I go to take a step and I don't know what I did, but I landed it on my side of my ankle or something. I sprained my ankle and then I ended up like falling in front of this crowd. And I'm just like, oh God, I got back in my car and I drove away.
You're like, dude, you're like,
I was like, oh God.
No, you know what
I'm
you should have done?
embarrassed.
You should have made this great. You should have been like, officer down, and then got back in the car and drove away.
Dude,
Officer needs help.
you have like body cam footage?
No, thankfully it was
Oh man,
my
that's
God.
not where I thought that was going. I thought you were gonna say that you stepped on like dog poop or something, and then you were just like, "Oh,
I
great."
would have much rather stepped on the dog poop, to be honest. At least I could hide that kind of.
Yeah, no, true.
Just,
You could
sir.
scrape it off.
Like you're rubbing your feet in the grass?
We need an episode just for
All
Dog.
right, who else?
Oh man, I mean, like, there's so many. Like, and this still happens. Okay, so so I'm gonna tell you
Sounds
guys
like my
one.
life is an embarrassment. What do you mean?
So 5 minutes ago, I was trying to get this mic to work.
Oh yeah, it's like, half my life is a joke. What are you talking about? But and this still happens to this day, and the only reason for that is because I'm not from here. I am happy to be here, but I'm not from here originally. But this one time, so my brother and I just arrived here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Fresh off the Philippines, and we went to the DMV, getting our IDs and stuff. We went to the counter. The lady, I mean, it's DMV, that's basically like hell on earth, right? So lady was asking questions, my brother went first, and mind you, I was 13 years old, didn't know much English again. I mean, we had English subjects in the Philippines, but I mean, who's really fluent at like 13, But anyway, so my brother went, all that, I was like, trying to take in the questions and stuff. When it got to me, asked me what my hair color was and what my eye color was, and I just stared at the lady like just stared, like just locked down. It's like, what are you talking about? Because it's like hair, eye and hair color. I was like, what? Like I just didn't understand. And then like that still happens to me now. Like when people ask me yes or no questions, I would just like stare at them. Because I would always think that there's a follow-up question. It's like, okay, like, keep going, like, go on. But they're legitimately waiting for me to answer yes or no.
It's okay. Yes or no questions stump me sometimes too. I get it.
Or sometimes like I get called ma'am over the intercom.
Oh,
on
stop.
on drive-throughs and stuff.
Oh, stop.
Stop.
That's fucking awesome.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Before we go anywhere, so, Dog, that since you are from the Philippines, right? The pronunciation of the language is Tagalog, right?
Yep, you got it.
Okay, but it's spelled Tagalog, correct?
Yep.
So it's Tagalog, but it's pronounced Tagalog.
Yeah, I mean, like the Philippines, they have like a really they like to emphasize everything. So like you would say like Tagalog,
really
but it's
picked up on the
actually
elongate.
Tagalog. It's really like that really slow like pronunciation and stuff. Like you elongate like the tag and all that. I don't know, it's weird.
Yes.
Oh, elongate.
Yep. Yeah, we like that around here.
Hey. All right. Cool. All right. Let's go with Lil Reaps.
Oh man, I got a pretty bad one. This actually happened recently.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, let's see, what's today? It happened, I think like 2 days after my birthday. So I was playing video games with my best friend and one of my other buddies I used to live with. And I had just made like this insane triple-decker turkey and cheese sandwich. I was starving. And it was this huge sandwich. And I'm lactose intolerant. I can't handle cheese or milk or anything dairy worth a damn. So, I go to town on this sandwich, and we're playing this game called Content Warning, and it's scary. It's a scary game.
Yes, I've seen the gameplay. Yes.
And it's like one of my first couple times playing it, and I'm starting to get the rumbles in the tummy, So I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go soon. So I go like this dark corridor, and then this huge like monster comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, holy shit! And then I turn the corner, and some other monster comes, and I'm just like, I just like freak out, and I shit my pants. Like I'm not even kidding. It's like 2 days, like I'm 20 years old, and I shit my pants in this. Like I'm like right here at this setup, like right now, shit my pants. I'm like,
this stain is still here. Look, I can show you.
I didn't even say anything. I just put my headset away. I had like the walk of shame to the bathroom, and it's like I cleaned myself up. I took a shower.
Were you cuffing too? Like you were cuffing?
Yeah, it's like so. Like I threw away those boxers. They're gone. It was bad. It was terrible. And I came back and I was like, guys, I know I just turned 20 years old, but I can say that I've officially shit my pants for the first time in like 10 years. I never thought I would ever do it again until I was like maybe 80 something.
You need to submit this story to Content Warning so that way they can turn that into an ad. It's like, we have caused people to shit their pants. And then it's just a clip of you just,
this will genuinely scare the shit out of you.
Okay. Vision.
Yeah, so I can kind of build off of that a little bit because this was pretty embarrassing.
Follow up on that one.
Yeah, so Ashley and I were laying in bed one night, and I thought I could safely rip ass, and I could not.
Shout out Ashley.
I could not, in fact, trust it, and I ended up shitting myself on the bed.
Yes.
So what color are your sheets?
So don't feel bad at
What color
don't
are your
feel bad
sheets,
at 20-something years old because I was almost 30 and this happened. So
I should restate my question. What color were your sheets?
Light enough to be thrown away.
All right, yeah.
All this shit stories, which brings us to this episode is brought to you by
Oops, I crap my pants.
Brought to you by Charmin Ultrasoft.
There you go.
We've got a list of actual sponsors. Hang on.
Oh, here we go. Hold
really?
on.
Cue the ad reads.
Yeah.
Cue the ads. Ad break. Tajin.
Now, Sito, say park your car in Boston.
Pack your car.
I find that
Your mother's ass. Oh, so there we go. We gotta go. Pack your car in your mother's ass. There you go. Two in one.
There's one thing about Boston is that there is like if the word is an AR, that doesn't exist.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
A's were
It's
R's
AH.
and R's were A's.
So I honestly, genuinely, I had no idea you guys were from Boston because I thought that I would hear that accent anybody who was from Boston. Like it's just it's been ingrained into me, and it just goes to show you like what the media can do, right? So like anytime I heard anybody was from Boston, I always expected to hear that. Like it's just second nature to me. Just like how sometimes people would say, "Oh, I could tell you're from New York." It's like how? Like how can you tell that?
I used to sound, there's old videos of me
Oh my
where
God.
it is
We're gonna talk about
obnoxious.
your
Like,
interview.
it is Goodwill Hunting. But
You should
early on in my
post that video
military
in the Discord.
career, it was very like everything you say will get repeated back to you if you have an accent. I've learned that. Like, it's the most annoying thing on the planet. Where we said, like, one of the things on our in our dorm that we had to clean was, I call it the bubbler, right? It's a water fountain.
It's a water
right?
fountain.
I guess it's a water fountain to everybody else, but to me, it's a bubbler. And I remember yelling like, "Hey, we gotta get this bubbler clean!" And everyone was like, "The bubbler? What the fuck is a bubbler?" Like, and then my entire beginning, like 3 years of my career, was just everything I said, anything with a Boston accent, got repeated back. So I like learned to curb it. To now, when I go home, I am annoyed with my own family, like how they sound. Like, everybody, I go to the bar with my family or whatever. Like, it's just, I'm just surrounded by Goodwill Hunting, and I'm like, oh my God, I used to sound like this.
Correction, sir.
but does it
Please,
ever
if
come
you're
back
gonna
out?
say that your family's going to the bar, you gotta
Bar.
say it the right way. All right.
Yeah, we go to whatever.
Go to the
guy.
bar.
So does it accidentally come out when you're with your family?
It does when I get like intense, like if I'm angry or like half in the
Drinking.
bag.
Little Reeps is like,
Like,
I can vouch.
yeah, it definitely, because that's like your instinct, right? You're just kind of working on instinct at that point, and it reverts back. But I I consciously think about how I'm speaking, which is weird to say. Like, I have to think about how I'm gonna address things, but it'll come out. I've gotten pissed at work before, and they're like, "Oh, now I hear it."
yep, sounds about right.
Can you guys see that on the screen?
Fluffy bunny dummy.
Yeah.
Fluffy Bunny.
So special shout out
Fluffy
to
Bunny.
one of our sponsors, Fluffy Bunny Duminy Dynamite Corp, where all your Fluffy Bunny Dynamite needs are met.
That's wonderful.
Shout out Fluffy Bunny. I actually have one of their products
Fluffy Bunny Dynamite Corp.
stored right over there. We used it on the 4th of July. Who else is Miss? Oh, Cam. Miss Cam. Are you ready to share your embarrassing story?
Okay, I would like to start by saying everything I do is embarrassing.
Yes.
Andy, just subtle.
I think it's fun to be embarrassing.
Amen. Preach.
This isn't your story.
Tell us about when you shit your pants. That seems to be the thing.
Yeah. It's, at this point,
theme
this,
here.
this is a general
Sorry for, like,
consensus.
making that a
We're all
recurring
talking about
theme.
when we crapped ourselves. This is
I do have a
we
part.
have a trend starter?
Never done that. Never done
Am I an
that.
official trend starter for that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently.
looks like it.
But this happened recently, a couple weeks ago. I was at a wedding, and it's an open bar, so here I am chugging free drinks because that's what you do at an open bar.
Yeah. How could you not?
And I am
I wouldn't know.
knocked out. We are leaving the bar. I don't remember leaving at all. Everything I'm saying is not from my memory because I have no idea. But apparently I threw up in two Ubers.
Andy's like, let me help you here.
I've got a good one here in a minute.
I don't know anything. So I wake up the next morning in bed. I'm like, how did I get here? I'm so confused. I don't have my purse.
I feel like I should be telling this.
I don't have my phone. I have nothing. And I'm wearing a hoodie. That's it. And all in my brain I can remember is I'm sure embarrassed.
Yeah, so that reminded me of some things. So the first one I'm going to tell you about, this was back when like my friends and I first all turned 21. We went to Indianapolis. There's a strip called Broad Ripple in Indy, and it's where a bunch of bars are and stuff. And I got pretty hammered that night, and I don't remember much of it, but what I do remember of it, basically we were out there until like 2:00 in the morning, and then we left. And as we were, and mind you, Muncie's about an hour away. We're like halfway home. I panic because I thought I lost my keys at the bar. So they turn around and go back, and one of my friends is walking from bar to bar with me trying to find my keys. Oh, and my ID. I couldn't find my ID. my ID was at one of the bars. I had left it there, but we couldn't find my keys. We literally went to every single bar that we were at that night. And eventually we're just like, oh, well, fuck it. I'll just have to call in the morning. And then shortly after that, before we went back to Muncie, we stopped at a Steak and Shake. And this was also another mistake because, mind you, I'm severely hammered, and they took me in public. And I remember, I think I got food. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I got a drink, and I'm sitting there at one of the booths drinking my drink. And it's a big, tall styrofoam Steak and Shake cup, and I literally knock the bastard over on the table and spill it everywhere. And mind you, this is like 2:00 in the morning. I'm pretty sure they're closing soon. Like, the people working there want to get the hell out of there. They don't want to deal with my drunk ass. And I'm apologizing. I'm like offering to help clean it up and everything. And like, no, you're fine. You're fine. So I grab my cup and I go in and I refill it. And as I take the refill back to the table I was sitting at,
oh no,
I spill it all over the table after the guy already cleaned it up once. And my friends were like, okay.
They kicked you out after that.
Yeah, well, they didn't get the chance to because my friends grabbed me and they're like, okay, we're getting you out of here. And then the cherry on top of the story, once I get home, the next morning I found out I left my keys at the house. I never even took them with me.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Nice.
then
So the bar hopping was for nothing.
To-
Trying to find your keys.
to tie in with another wedding story, so I just went to a wedding in Kentucky this weekend, and as we were leaving the venue, there was an open bar at this one too. As we were leaving the venue, one of the people working at the country club that it was at said, yeah, I just got a call from my coworker, and they said that 2 of the groomsmen were out in the road, and one of them was in the ditch. And this wasn't just like a regular road, it was like a highway. So we all panic. I was one of the groomsmen, not in the road, but we all panic, and we're trying to make sure that everyone's accounted for. And come to find out, it was a couple buddies of my friend that got married, and they had an Airbnb that was like downtown the city that we were in, and it was only like an 8-minute walk, and they couldn't get an Uber. I guess there were no Ubers running, and that was the last I heard. Everything was fine. Well, about 30 minutes later, I get a phone call from another one of the groomsmen, and he's like, hey, because after the wedding, we were going to go do like a little after party thing, hang out. I get a call from another groomsman, and he's like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're at the hospital. And I'm like, what the fuck are you at the hospital for? They're like, oh yeah, so-and-so, one of the guys that was walking back to their hotel, he fell and hit his head right when they got back to the Airbnb, and he's blackout drunk.
Oh my God.
And he's like 6'4", 260. And they talk my friend Zane, which is another one of the groomsmen, into going over there and loading this guy into his pickup truck to take him to the hospital. And right when they're getting ready to pull him out of the...
Yeah, I was like, were you talking like in the back?
Yeah, well, no, not in the back. They had him like laying down, I guess, in the back seat across people's laps.
Oh, okay.
There was like 4 people sitting in the back, and this guy's stretched out across their laps. And as they're literally walking up to the truck with a stretcher to try to pull this guy out and put him on it, he projectile vomits all over the inside of the car and all over the people that he's laying on. And I guess the dude had like a 0.289 or whatever blood alcohol content. Yeah, he had alcohol poisoning.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is definitely alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Damn. Isn't 0.08 like where you're at the legal limit? Like that's it?
That's
limit.
legal limit.
Yeah.
And he was at 0.2?
Yeah. But
homie was living his
20%
best
of
life.
your blood is alcohol? Is that what that means?
yeah, basically. But I mean that guy was messed up. But
Oof.
that's about where the
thank
story
God that
ends.
he's okay, right?
Ends for me. Yeah, he ended up being fine. Fortunately, like he didn't have a concussion or nothing, but he had to.
And a wicked hangover.
Yeah, I'll say they had to work some magic on him to bring him back to life, basically, after being that drunk. But yeah.
On that note, this episode is brought to you by.
Do we need
Corona Extra.
Do we need another sponsor?
Jack Daniels.
This portion of the podcast is brought to you by Modelo. Oh man. Okay, wait. Who hasn't gone yet?
Mrs. Reeps.
Oh, Mrs.
Thanks,
Reeves.
honey.
That's right.
Yeah, let's hear it, Ma.
Let's see. We used to, in high school, I went to a school where we could do off-campus lunch. So we're walking back from our little pizza place, and like in our little group, walking up the sidewalk. And like I start talking to my like friend to the back corner of me. I'm not looking ahead of me. And not a one of those said nothing to me. I walk right into a pole.
Oh.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Like fucking boom. I was like, no warning. They just let it happen. It was awful.
That's yep, that'll happen. That'll happen. And
Yep, that was
the
pretty
best part is that you
embarrassing.
have friends there that were supposed to help you in your time of need,
Nope.
of your time of momentary blindness. It's like, oh no, let's just watch what happens.
Let's see what she does.
They knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, they did.
knew exactly what was gonna happen. They looked at it as an opportunity. They were like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." If they would have had their cell phones out, believe me, it's you would have been
That's all
a
over the
clip for
internet.
days.
Well, we won't
This is
get
gonna
into
end
how
up on a
old I am,
podcast.
but we'll just say we did not have cell phones with all this video stuff.
Dude, I mean, if I can put it into perspective here, my mom's first best friend was a T-Rex.
What?
Wah, 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 wah.
It's true.
Another fun fact: it was Cam that created the T-Rex.
Ayo.
Yeah, because she went back in history. All right, let's see what are we? Oh, actually, we're on to our next segment. So this is actually a segment that I know Reeps was looking forward to. This is our story time segment. So in
Oh,
this
boy.
segment,
Story time.
Yeah, story time. Everybody get in a circle, sit down, Indian style. Oh wait, that's not appropriate
applesauce.
anymore, is it? I guess we gotta say like
Can't
cross
say
legs.
that.
We can't say that anymore. I'm sorry.
Crisscross applesauce.
Everybody,
Yeah.
crisscross applesauce. sit in
Crisscross
circles.
applesauce.
All right.
Sorry.
So in the story time segment, we are going to be using a couple of different things. Obviously, telling stories of anything that might have happened for us in the week, but also one of Reaper's favorite things to do, and Little Reaps apparently also enjoys doing this, is going onto Reddit and looking at "Am I the Asshole?" Reddit posts. So
Dun, dun, dun.
Reaps, I'll take it from here since I guess you don't have access to that. Am I the Asshole? Unless you have one ready and you're ready to run with it.
No, I'm gonna need you to do the one that we have linked. I just can't open that link right now.
Carry us on our shoulders here, man.
I got you. Hold on.
We can't see from this angle.
While we're waiting, can we have everybody on the chat land just say that I'm still here? If you're still there.
If you're still there. If you're not there, then that's cool. You don't have to respond.
While we cue that, I'm going to give a special shout out to another one of our sponsors.
Sure.
I want to give a special shout out to Glitter Goblin Glue
Let's go.
for holding all the important things in your life together. That's Glitter Goblin Glue.
Glitter
G
Thank you,
Lube.
Glitter Goblin. Thank you.
G-Lube.
Thanks for being a supporter.
Who needs Gorilla Glue when you got Goblin Glue?
Exactly.
For all your mystical projects.
For when you need to go goblin mode on that home project.
Damn right.
Stick with Sparkle.
All right. Reaps, I sent the link. I don't know if you were able to get it and open it.
Did you throw it at Discord?
Yes, sir.
All right. right. These are like my favorite things, dude. I am a Reddit junkie. I am on Reddit every day.
It's your TikTok.
There's just something about let me just shout out Reddit real quick, because not only are you going to see a bunch of funny stuff, but you're going to learn a lot too, and that's what my favorite part is. It's like you'll be scrolling through and it'll be like some brilliant story. Exactly. Like,
nerd. But the best thing is that you'll have posts like, "This is my TED Talk," and then right next to it you'll hear about like this. Am I the asshole? It's like one right after the other.
All right, I'm gonna read this. It's a little involved, but here we go. Am I the asshole? I accidentally accused my wife of cheating on me, but actually it was just my daughter. And now we may divorce. Hey, Reddit, this is a throwaway account for obvious reasons. Also, sorry for the length, a ton on my mind right now. Me, 52-year-old male, and my 50-year-old female wife have been married for 25 years and are immensely happy. We, of course, have the normal fights, me not cleaning the bathroom, argue about me losing money on sports betting, her spending twice as much as the shops as we agreed to, etc. But overall, we have a really happy marriage. Until about 8 p.m. yesterday night. Recently, we've been having a bit of trouble in the bedroom. I don't want to derail the post, but basically sex has naturally slowed down between the two of us in the last couple of years. This has bothered my wife and bothered me a bit also, I will admit. Once we vocalized the problem, we both agreed we're going to take the steps to fix some things. We talked to some doctors. Basically, all of them wanted to put my wife on some serious medications, which my wife was pretty against. This led to a year of building what we call our sex drawer, filled of products in the kitchen that my wife has tried and tested and likes the ingredients of. Obviously, a metaphor. It's something crazy. Literally things like vitamin D, zinc, some Lubricel soft gels, maca, stuff that has been tried and tested, nothing too wild and all over the counter. But here's where things start to go downhill. So my wife naturally takes these products around the times that we're going to get intimate or try. Now, I don't like monitor the kitchen drawer, but sometimes I do peek. I know, but I can't help it. About 3-ish weeks ago, I noticed a ton of pills and soft gels were disappearing. Me, thinking I'm about to have a pretty good week, I start to get mentally prepared for it. So about a week after that, I rechecked the drawer and a ton more stuff had been taken. I remember thinking, that's weird. We haven't done anything recently. About a week later, the same thing happened. Tons of pills and soft gels were gone, and I'm not going to lie, I get in my head a bit. Last night, me and my wife were out to dinner. After a couple glasses of wine, I asked my wife why she's been taking so much of the stuff in the sex drawer without trying for any intimacy. I asked coming from an angle of both worry, mostly health, and confusion. Immediately, my wife gets insanely defensive, blows off the conversation, and tells me she isn't talking about it. This, of course, makes it where we are now. It's the only thing that I want to talk about. And while I respect everyone's I don't want to talk about this, I think something like this should probably be fucking discussed. I press a bit. After about an hour, she's not having this convo. Basically, it gets to the point where I just blatantly ask my wife if she's seeing other people. My wife, who has never been aggressive or loud, starts basically screaming at me in the Italian restaurant. Side note, should probably fit right in. She tells me my daughter, 25-year-old female, has been having some relationship issues with her boyfriend, and she's been taking some of the stuff to help. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you just tell me? She goes on a rant about how some things are girl to girl and how my daughter didn't want her telling anyone, which I get, but come on. I buy the things that fill the drawer. My wife ends up leaving the restaurant mid-dinner, and I honestly haven't seen my wife this mad. And I'm honestly a bit worried for our marriage. And to top it off, my daughter is acting awkward around me. I get that I stepped out of line with the questioning, but the defensiveness really caught me off guard. And I would have assumed that my daughter, using our stuff, would have been discussed, and I wouldn't have actually cared, and I would have bought more stuff. Anytime I talk to my wife now, she makes it seem like I'm an insane, out-of-control monster, that I've broken the trust in our marriage, and that I've ruined 25 years of progress that we've made together. Reddit, am I crazy? I am beyond confused right now.
Yeah.
Wow,
let me give you
that's a lot to take in.
Let me give you my thoughts on this story. A couple quick thoughts. One, I have never once heard of a vitamin drawer being used so adamantly for your bedroom adventures. I feel like I'm missing something maybe. Like, should I be buying vitamins and soft gels and all the things he's talking about? Like,
Some maca?
It's the magic.
is this actually effective?
We have all that.
My concern here would be, why the kitchen? Like,
That's where I was going. Why
like,
the kitchen drawer?
Why would you put it in a drawer in the kitchen, like in bathroom? I'm sure they have a master bathroom, right? Or in the bedroom itself. I'm sure they could get a little nightstand.
Yeah, they got a dresser in there for sure.
Pop
They
it
had a
in there.
mom's
Nice.
nightstand.
Right? That's
My
like
thing
saying,
is-
hey, you know where this dildo would go great? In the kitchen drawer.
Yeah. Throw it in the
In the
dishwasher.
sex drawer. In the sex drawer.
You never know when you're gonna need it.
You can use it for mashed potatoes.
My thing is, they said they said in the post that their daughter is 25, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So are we like under the impression that she's living with her parents still,
Probably.
or she's just going over to open their sex drawer and take all the supplements?
That is a good point.
Hey,
It's like,
man.
hey, mom, coming over. Like, you still got those pills we talked about?
Yeah, it's like oh, that's my mindset. But I mean, I know not everyone because I moved out pretty fast. I guess after I had my 18 and then I moved out
Said, hit the
at
bricks,
the
kid.
end of the year. I know not everyone moves out just as fast because I got a lucky opportunity. But it's like I feel like 25 is a solid age to be out of the house.
Yeah.
That's just me though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is an easy misunderstanding. So there's got to be some
Yeah.
deeper rooted
Yeah. There's
issues.
no way.
If they're
to
talking
get
about
that
divorce
upset.
over this, like that's a little crazy.
Yeah, that's that. That's pretty crazy.
So
Divorce
I-
is wild.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely something that obviously, yes, maybe there's a little bit of mistrust there
Oh,
because
cheating.
you're accusing me of cheating on you. Like that's just the first thing you go to before you think anything else. Like you should think about, hey, maybe there's a squirrel breaking into our house and going into that sex drawer and taking those pills so it can go stuff
That
its
squirrel's
mouth with
having
more
the time of
nuts,
its
you know what
life.
I mean?
Maybe
But
she was
you're
dealing them.
thinking- You're thinking
Maybe she was dealing.
that I'm cheating on you. But this would be a response that you would hear, right? Like somebody would say, "Why wouldn't it be a chipmunk that breaks in? Like, what do you mean? We have a pet cat. Why can't the cat be eaten?" It's like, what do you mean?
The cat's
Like,
just walking around all horned up.
So it does go on to say that calling it a sex drawer may have been a mistake, but that's how they reference it.
okay, honestly, it definitely is a mistake if you're calling it that, and it's in your kitchen. Like that's
And that-
that's
And it's full of
Why?
vitamins.
And then he goes on to say he didn't plan on doing it at dinner, but alcohol was involved, so that happened.
Yep.
yep.
I think
Blame it
anytime
on
you're doing any
alcohol.
confrontation in public, like anytime you decide to be in public when you have any kind of relationship confrontation, it's bad news bears, dude.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
that's
I
the
agree.
So here's my thing, right? And this is just my dynamic with my wife. Whenever we have anything that we don't agree on, we never bring it up in front of anybody, and we never bring it up in public. We don't discuss it in the bedroom either, because that's the last thing you want. The bedroom is obviously for when you guys relax, unwind, de-stress. But we have the conversations when we're together, not around the children, obviously, if it's about the children. But you have to have these conversations in a way where you're not gonna make it somebody else's problem. You know what I mean? So for you to have a conversation in public, it's more so that I feel like as soon as things start to escalate, you say, hey, listen, we'll talk about this later. And not in a way where it's just like, I don't want to talk about this, but in a way where, hey, this ain't the right place. I obviously do not want you or I to say anything that somebody out here can hear, and then they end up talking about it, and we end up being the story of the neighborhood. So certain things
End
need
up
to be
on Reddit.
discussed. End up on Reddit, exactly. For all we know, this Am I the Asshole story is from a guy who heard the story. But that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to certain topics, obviously, yes, you need to have those conversations. If he felt like that could be the case where she may be cheating on him, then absolutely you want to have the conversation. Don't accuse, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
and
you have
not
no
at
proof.
dinner in public.
Yeah, exactly. Not in an Italian restaurant.
Nah.
You know how many Dominics
No,
and
never.
and whoever else in that restaurant is probably like, oh yeah, she cheating on you, man.
Hey, I'm sorry to
Just save
interrupt.
it for when you're home.
We've got another important message from one of our sponsors. We almost forgot to do this
Oh,
one.
okay.
Oh no.
Special message from our
Who'd we
sponsor,
forget?
Love Drawer.
Hey, we interrupt this part of the podcast.
Brought
It's
to
a
you
real
by
thing.
Love
It's a
Drawer.
real thing. I never knew.
They didn't give me
Welcome to
a
Love Drawer.
they didn't give me a tagline for their company. Any suggestions on what the tagline would be for Love Drawer?
Yeah.
Where you can find your vitamin D.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm sure the
Beautiful.
execs at the company
Beautiful.
are delighted with that.
When you
Vitamin
love
D to help
drawer,
with the D.
love
Soft
drawer would just
gels,
be a little
not for
boost.
very much longer.
I am sure that they are delighted.
Yes.
So wait, hold on. The update, that's what you were looking at, Andy, where he was saying calling it a sex drawer may have been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
He also explains
calling
why it's in the kitchen. It's because they don't care.
Yeah, because it's not the fact. So my thing is, it's not the fact that it is a sex drawer. Because you know what? Fine. You know, everybody has their things. You know, if you have kinks and you want to explore them, cool. By all means, I have no problem with that. But in the kitchen, like,
yeah, that's not the
is it a-
appropriate place.
Is it a metaphor?
Yeah.
Is it a metaphor for like spicing things up since spices are located in the kitchen?
you know what?
Spice
what?
things up.
Spice things up. It's like, let me sprinkle some paprika on there for you, baby.
Oh, no. No, thank you.
He did try to support his case. He did say that I don't have a good reason why it's in the kitchen, but we're kind of past the age of caring about what someone may or may not see in our home.
But that's my thing. Like, what else was in this drawer? Like, you can't tell me that it was just soft gels. Like, there's no way.
Can you imagine?
They had to have.
Can you imagine going over and be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna grab a fork real quick." You open the.
That's what I'm saying.
You open the wrong drawer and you're just like, "What the fuck?"
What's with all the vitamin
Close it.
D's?
Grandma's
Close it and don't
grandma's
talk
beating
about
the eggs with this is a great blender.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's
Roll it
no
out
way
the
that
dough
they
with it?
just like, yeah, right. It's like, oh my god, mom, how did you get this awesome pattern in the cookie dough? Oh,
Why is this pie crust so veiny?
oh my god, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's in the kitchen, there's just so many chances that that could go south so quickly. Like, I would never. I would
Cross
definitely put it in the
contamination.
bedroom
Ew.
or in a closet or in your master bath. Right? That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, but they're all
Maybe
just
I'm
like
not normal.
supplements. You know what I mean? Like, I think everybody has like that stash of vitamins and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but
so
what
I
if it
kinda
isn't
get
just
it.
supplements? That's what I'm saying. Like, for all we know is he called it a sex drawer and he had gels in there. We don't know what else was in that drawer.
You got the old whips and chains.
That's what,
Oh my
right? Like, what
God.
if he had handcuffs in there? Like, why do you have handcuffs in? Oh my god.
But he did bring up another really good point that you know, some of the comments here I'm just reading that the wife might actually be hiding something, hence the defensiveness.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you know, there was a
Maybe
reason
not
for
even
her
for
to defend
cheating.
herself. Right, but there's also a reason, like, there's also no reason for her to, like, overreact that much, I should say.
That's why I said there's probably some deeper, like, rooted
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like this is
Exactly,
just
right,
one of those
yeah.
small pieces.
Yeah, it's
One of the
definitely
comments
probably,
that
like,
I
a straw.
that I see right here, which is kind of like what I pointed out on the Discord call the other night, says, "Well, that was a really weird worded title."
Yep.
Because, you know, is accidentally accusing his wife of cheating on him, but it was actually just his daughter.
I know. It is misleading.
But,
Ew, wait a
that's,
minute.
but that's the best thing.
The
Those titles
the
are
second
so
the
key.
reply
The
the
titles
reply
are
to
so
that
key.
comment was right. Don't know. I can't read. Oh wait, no,
Are you
never
just
mind.
giving
It
up?
disappeared. It disappered. Oh, it's gone.
I saw there's another one
Oh, there it is.
kind of like on
It
the
sucks
same
when
lines.
your daughter cheats on you. There it is.
There was another one of these like on the same lines as accusing a woman accused her husband of cheating because he had like another pair of women's underwear in his laundry,
Well,
and it was like the mother didn't know that the daughter was like wearing thongs,
oh,
and it was like stuck in his jeans. So she like freaked out and was like, "Whose are these?" And, like,
Oh no! Oh no!
Since when did you start wearing thongs?
And why was it in your pocket?
One guy says the kitchen drawer is buzzing again.
Honey, the rabbit is loose. Miriam, we're not talking about that, okay, Miriam? No, we're not talking about the hugging of the exes, okay? Jesus, trying to
It's
get
for,
me in
it's
trouble
for
on
another
my first-
time.
on my first podcast. Jesus. Okay. Okay, that was our first Am I the Asshole? Obviously.
Can we get a round of applause?
Let's get a round of applause. Let's get a round of applause for the first Am I the Asshole? Courtesy of Mr. Reeps and Mr. Means.
So wait,
and honestly, if I have to give my verdict, I'm saying kind of an asshole. Kind of an asshole.
Yeah, kind of
an
an
asshole.
asshole.
so wait,
I agree. I think
is Am I the Asshole going to be a segment? Like, we just keep going
it's
back
gonna
to
be
this?
a part of a segment.
Okay.
It's gonna be part of a segment.
I think that's awesome. I actually listened to a radio show, and like they'll talk about like current events and stuff. And one of the segments they have is this anything? And they'll mention something that happened in the news, something controversial, and they'll discuss whether or not they think it's anything worth talking about.
Reddit, the shower thoughts on Reddit are also funny. So we'll probably put together like a little montage of shower thoughts. Like I just saw one today.
I can't wait.
One that made me laugh today,
I
actually right before this, was if you are smoking weed out of a water bong, you are using all 4 elements at one time, like a fucking superhero.
like a fucking avatar.
That's a good one. That is a
true.
good one.
Yeah.
Like an Avatar of the Last Airbender.
Oh my god.
Get so
wait.
high that you're
what?
seeing fucking Appa fly around your room. Does anybody know what
And then
Appa
you're
is?
pronouncing Aang as Ung.
Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah. It's that
Thai
like
bison.
that huge
It's the
like
bison.
Yeah.
furry guy
It's
that
the
flies
flying
around.
bison.
Yep. Okay.
Lil Reeps, I love your attempt. Huge furry guy. We knew exactly what you were talking about though. I love the attempt.
It was I didn't know. I forgot he was a bison specifically. You know, because he's got like
Six
a
paws.
lot of legs.
Sorry,
Yeah.
my nerdiness just showing.
It's okay. Listen, I was
been
a
a while
big
since
fan
I've
of
wa-
Avatar:
since
The
I've-
Last Airbender. I mean, honestly, a lot of shows when back in the day, like
Have you
I
have you
watched
seen the
some
new
of them.
show, The Legend of Korra?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I watched some of that. I did. It wasn't bad.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's pretty good.
It's good.
It wasn't bad. I honestly, I'm biased because Avatar: The Last Airbender was my childhood one, and I loved it. And so Korra, The Legend of Korra was like, it was good. Animation was strong, story was strong, but I just can't see the Avatar not be Aang. Like that's me.
Yeah.
But,
And this
You,
episode is brought to you by Avatar. Last Airbender.
I don't know if you saw Cito, but they're actually making a movie of where like Aang and like his whole crew are like in their 20s.
really?
Yeah.
Ah.
That's so I've heard. I can't say I don't know if it's like confirmed. I haven't really done any research on it, but
confirmed.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't seen anything about
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna be him as an adult, basically.
And this is prior or after him and Katara.
I think
Went to the sex drawer.
Went to grab the paprika. Oh
I would
my
assume
God.
after, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, in any case, yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with that. Okay, I don't know how many like live action things you guys have seen, but like in Netflix specifically, I've watched I think about 4 live action recreations now. The first one I watched was Erased, which was based off of an anime where a guy basically like jumps back in time to relive his childhood to try and save a girl. And it was phenomenal. Like I was
That's pretty
blown
good.
away. So I was like, okay, I enjoy these. Then they made one for Death Note, which was pretty good. And then they made one for Bleach, which I was like, okay, I'm down with it. I'm cool. At this point, I'm riding the wave. I'm like, yep, live action. Let's do this. And then now they had One Piece and Avatar. And honestly,
which are both pretty good in my opinion.
I was gonna say honestly, there's been a lot of mixed reviews on the One Piece, but I personally, you know, from somebody who's been watching the anime from episode 1 up to the most recent right now, I think they did a pretty good job
1400.
of condensing it. Yeah, like it's like crazy amount of episodes of condensing the story without losing a lot of it. Like character building obviously is a big part of anime, you know, seeing the character progression. but they didn't take it completely away in the live action to get through the story, which I liked. And I think the characters, the actors that they got, A1. They did so good with the casting.
I agree.
But yeah, now I've got to see this Avatar one because the live action was good. So now if the movie is anything like the previous movie where they were pronouncing it as "ung," then I'm gonna absolutely boycott. Hell no, nope.
Have you seen the guy that trolls people in Call of Duty with anime like inner monologues?
Yes! Oh my god, I saw the video the other day. It was,
The Death Note
oh,
monologue.
wow!
It's like my new favorite thing.
I have a girl in my lobby.
They don't even know I'm the hero of the story.
Yes. Oh my god, yo, that dude's a genius. Like that is so like clever because those moments in anime are always like the most like comic relief that you could have. Like the inner monologue that the character's having, and then he's just like having the facial expressions, and then the other character that's there, no idea what the fuck is going on. And so now in the middle of a lobby, you're just inner monologuing. It's great. The guy's a genius.
I think some of the best inner monologues are in Death Note. And it's like it's playing like the music, like the piano score.
Death Note's incredible.
I'm not gonna try to mimic it because I'm gonna butcher it so bad.
True story, and I know I'm probably gonna catch some slack for this. I actually have not seen Death Note, like the anime.
Must watch.
I haven't watched it.
Must watch.
Jail.
I know. And you remember when
Straight
I
to
said
jail.
in the beginning that if anybody tells me you have to watch something, I tend to not do it. That's what happened with Death Note.
It's without a doubt.
Will it work if we say don't watch it?
Yes.
It is without a
watch
doubt
Don't
the
watch Death
best.
So they're inner monologues in Barbie.
Putting the first episode on right now. Hold on.
It is without a doubt the best short form anime that is out there. Like honestly, I tell people all the time, if you're not a fan of anime or you don't think you're a fan of anime, watch Death Note because it's relatively short and the story is completed in a relatively short span of episodes. It's a great introduction to anime.
Yeah, it's good.
Real quick though,
Going back to like
I'm sorry. I was
ahead.
just going to say real quick, I've got a message from another one of our sponsors, Appa Chapa Transit Supply Company, since we were on the topic of Avatar. So, yeah, shout out to Appa Chapa's
You know, it's kind
Transit
of
Supply
crazy how
Company.
we just conveniently
Thanks,
throw
Choppa.
these plugs out, right? It's just like we're sprinkling it in.
I
It
mean,
just happens.
for a new
same hour
for a
shipping.
new
Almost like we're
podcast,
doing it on live.
for a new podcast, we got a tremendous amount of sponsored
We do.
support. It's
Is there a
it's
catchphrase?
true,
I think
Thanks
the
to the
catchphrase
thanks to the
was-
sponsors.
it's truly a blessing.
moving your
we're
kid
very
to
grateful
college?
for all of our sponsors.
Yeah, I think the catchphrase is moving your kid to college. Say bye, son.
Question
Like,
mark.
son.
Such a dad joke.
That's fire.
Such a bad joke.
That's what I'm here
Oh
for.
man.
That's what I'm here for. I'll be here all night, folks.
Tuesday.
Special teams,
Special
special
teams, special
players, special plays.
Yes.
What's up,
Richard.
brother?
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Cam got hungry, guys. Everybody say, "Hey, Cam."
Hey, Cam.
What's up, brother?
Hi, Cam.
What's up, brother?
What's up, Cam? Tuesday.
Okay, so now this goes into our next topic. So obviously, the "Am I the asshole?" I think general consensus, we all agree that dude was an asshole, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
a little bit of an a-hole.
Just a little bit. So the next topic, and this is going into our next segment here up for discussion, is something that I myself added because I wanted to have this discussion. Saying I'm sorry. So this isn't gonna be necessarily like jokingly, but at the same time, you know, there is some humor to this because me being a man who's been with his wife for over a decade, not married the entire time. We've been married for almost 5 years. Actually, damn, we've been longer than a decade. Jeez. Anyways,
Those are
one
rookie
thing
numbers,
that
buddy.
All right,
Yeah,
Reeves,
yeah,
listen.
You gotta bump those numbers up.
You're asking if I can help that. It's literally time. I can't speed up time. But anyways,
Do better.
one
I
thing
can.
that me and the missus have had conversations on multiple occasions is saying I'm sorry, because I've noticed, right? Like I apologize almost reactively, and when I do apologize, 90% of the time it's a sincere apology. You know, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But that's just because I was raised in a way where I feel that empathy and sympathy naturally. I immediately see myself in the person that I harmed or caused any kind of issue for. So then I just immediately go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. My wife, on the other hand, for her to say that she's sorry, it's like the hardest thing, especially with me. And I don't know if it's me or what it might be, but for her to say I'm sorry, it is so difficult. And I've pointed it out to her several times. Like there were instances where we were trying to go somewhere and she was trying to put the navigation on. And so then she put the navigation onto the address, you know, starting to drive. And then I'm telling her, hey, you know, it looks like there's traffic building up. Can you check the navigation to see if we have another way that we can go? So she goes, yeah, no problem. And then she goes and she starts going on the phone, trying to figure it out. But she's taking too long. And then I'm like, I'm about to pass this exit. Should I take this exit? And then she doesn't get there in time, right? So obviously, I don't necessarily feel like she should have to apologize because she's trying to get there. But then when we get in that traffic and I'm stuck in that traffic, I'm just like, oh my God. If she would have gotten to that part faster, then we wouldn't have had to hit this traffic. So me thinking like on my side, if I was there, I would have been like, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I tried. I would have said it. But for her, she does not see that as an option. Like it just does not trigger as I should apologize. It just doesn't happen. For her.
You're missing
And
one
even when
important
there are
thing,
instances
Cito.
where she should.
The women in our life are always right. Therefore, they have nothing to apologize for.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, like, she probably would have told you. She probably would have been like, no, you should have told me sooner so that I could have looked it up sooner.
Yeah, it's like you should have predicted this sooner, and then you should have asked me like 2 miles back. Then I would have had time.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I agree. So one thing I will say though, and this is not for nothing, like Mimi is very, very good to the point where she is usually right. I can't argue that fact. She is usually right. And on top of that, she has the memory of a fucking elephant. It is absurd. Like she could remember what I ate on our first date. And we literally had a burger at Burger King, but she will remember what I ordered. And I'm
Dude,
just
I have
like,
the memory of a goldfish.
Same.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't remember what I did 6 hours ago.
I will walk through that door and I will forget what the hell I walked in here for. That's just, it just happened. I just can't help it. As soon as I cross the threshold, it's like, oh fuck, what was I doing? What was I looking for?
My background on my phone is my
just
name,
happened.
so I don't forget.
It's a good place.
Actually, you said the trigger word too, so.
Hey, the trigger word.
Hey!
What is this trigger word?
Right. Oh man! The trigger word today is.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Huh? What?
I was gonna add to the other side of that explanation because I feel like
you and I are
we're the exact opposite. And I'll tell you the feelings of like when you fuck up, like whatever it is, like big or small. For me, there's a feeling of it's like a feeling of failure. Like I just let this person down, like the most important person in my life. Like you just let down in some way, right? So there's a failure, which turns into some way of like explaining to yourself or trying to figure out, like almost like troubleshoot the issue instead of realizing that the part of upsetting your spouse, like that's the stuff you should deal with first before you start trying to self-diagnose or get into that like spiral of like, oh, how the fuck did that even happen? And that's how my mind works. So like if I fuck up, before I even say I'm sorry, I'm already trying to like rationalize or explain to myself or troubleshoot in my head to where you miss that moment where the sorry is like the crucial moment. Because if you like circle back like 30 minutes later, you're like, hey, I'm really sorry about this. Like I should have done this or that, or we should have talked about it. Like I feel like it doesn't have the same effect of if it was like in that moment. So I kind of like, I can get where that other side is coming from to where my first reaction isn't to apologize. It's to try to figure out what the fuck happened.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I'm thinking too is like, I think like for me, right? When she says she's sorry, I feel like it turns into I'm accepting blame. And so she doesn't want to accept blame. So I've told her, I was like, is it that you feel like when you say you're sorry, you're accepting that you were the one that caused the fault? Is that the problem for you? And she's like, I really don't know. I don't think that's what it is. I just don't immediately get the process to go, okay, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like I said, if it's everybody or if it's only certain people, but it's just unnatural to me because I just always, like, it just triggers. And I'm empathetic, sympathetic, and it just triggers. I can't even control it. Like, even if we were just talking about something and then somebody says something and I'm sorry, go ahead. Like, it's just natural. I just say it.
I say it all the time too.
I'm the same
I
way.
got a mix of both my dad's perspective and my mom's perspective.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 50-50 for me. It's like half the time it's like immediate, as soon as, like, even if it's something so trivial like that normally people wouldn't even apologize for, I'm like apologizing for it. And half the time it's like I don't apologize for it because I'm thinking about it, and it's like my dad said, it's like down the line, or it's like the apology feels like to me like it doesn't matter anymore.
It always matters.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, it's a little bit it's a bit different for me because and this is probably gonna make me sound like a really terrible human being, but I don't say it enough to my wife Miriam, who's also in the call here. But I mean, like, you guys know we've been in the same house, so like you guys probably know that I give Miriam a lot of shit, but she's really patient. And the reason why we've been together for so long, and like, she puts up with me, you know, she understands me, and I always tell her all the time. But I don't say I'm sorry enough. But I say I'm sorry to a lot, like, other people, you know, as a realtor, you know, like, capital relationship, right? That's kind of like my thing. So I'm polite, you know, like, I could, you know, be like humble, you know, whatever, just to, you know, basically make a relationship, right? But I guess, like, to that aspect, you know, to outside factors, then, you know, I'll take blame, you know, everything is my fault, I'll take accountability. But when it comes to the household, I usually don't say sorry. It's usually like the flip side. Miriam says sorry a lot, and when I do say sorry, it's more like, I'm sorry you feel that way. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I know. I know.
Somebody has a poster right on "Am I the asshole?"
Reddit's gonna come for me.
Hey, what's the special word of the day?
Forgot.
Ah, okay. What are we supposed to do when someone says it?
Shit your pants.
There you go.
It's the theme of the show today, I feel like. It always comes back to shit in your pants.
This podcast was brought to you by shitting your
I gotta
pants.
bring it back.
Oh my god. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up for today, guys. First of all, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys all for jumping in here and chatting. Like I said, we're gonna try and have as many of us in here as regularly as possible, but obviously with schedules and such, sometimes some people may not be here, sometimes people will. They'll do their best. So if you do have a favorite, like I said, make sure you throw us in the comments. You hear me? I can't even
Comments.
Comments.
Give us your
yes. Make sure you let us know in the chat who you guys prefer, because obviously this is clearly a competition between who gets the most fans. No, C-Dog, stop it.
Cam has
I'm
the most
getting to you
fans
in a
right
second.
now.
So the other thing, obviously, guys, like we said in the beginning of the podcast, we don't have our name as of today,
We
but
do. DJ Suntangent.
obviously C-Dog has his preference. Unfortunately, he's alone on that boat. But we will throw it on the podcast title so you guys can tell us which you feel is most accurate to what you guys are listening to. Thank you all for tuning in.
Be nice.
Everybody, Reeps, C-Dog, Andy, Lil Reeps, Miriam, Cam, Vision, and Mrs. Reeps. I appreciate everybody coming in. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you guys tune into our next podcast. We're going to try and release episodes at least weekly. But obviously, if things come up, things come up. But for now, thank you all for hanging out with us. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Special shout out
Later,
to our
guys.
sponsor, Lovejoy.
See you later.